Honesty is the best policy. We often hear this proverb and understand its meaning. However, in real life, it's not easy to be honest. Sometimes being honest may cause problems, especially when it's a question of profit. Today's story will teach you how to control your thinking if you don't want to lose everything. A long time ago, in a small village nestled amidst emerald green rice paddies and ancient banyan trees, there lived a farmer who was renowned for his unwavering honesty and integrity. His name was Kasem. He had a large field where he grew rice, and every year the harvest was so bountiful that it overflowed their granary. Not only did he have enough rice for his family, but also for the village feasts and ceremonies. Moreover, whatever extra rice he had, he sold at the market, earning a respectable income. However, one day, disaster struck. A ferocious storm ravaged the land, destroying the crops and leaving behind a trail of despair and hunger. For Kasem, the storm destroyed his entire rice harvest. With no rice to sell at the market, his family would have nothing to eat. And after the storm passed, he found his fields completely devastated. All the grains were scattered on the ground, mixed with mud and water. After the rain, the rice grain got moldy. There were more worms in the rice than grains. Kasem's wife and children wept bitterly, not knowing what to do next. Seeing the sorrow of his family, Kasem went to the field. There he found a huge sack filled with rice, but it wasn't clean. He took the sack home. Carefully removing the dirt, he found over 30 kilograms of rice inside. Thinking that it was a miracle, Kasem started pounding the rice. When he cracked open a grain, he found that it was pure white and shiny, exactly like new rice. Kasem had never seen such rice before. Intrigued, he called his wife and children. Everyone in the house was surprised by the rice. They had never seen anything like this before. Just then, Kashif remembered an old legend. Long ago, someone had discovered a magical field where rice plants grew only once a year, producing incredibly nutritious and delicious rice grains. But the field was hidden deep in the forest, guarded by dense thorns, and nobody could find it. Kasem decided to visit this mysterious field. Kasem knew the path to the magical field, but many years had passed since he'd walked it. Along the way, he struggled through the thorns, crossed a gushing stream, climbed a mountain, and finally saw a vast field of rice. Picking a handful of rice, he examined it closely. It was unlike any other rice he'd seen before. Taking some rice home, he showed it to his family. Together, they enjoyed the most delicious meal of their lives. The next day, Kasher returned to the field. He carefully selected a few rice grains and planted them in his garden. Every day he watered and cared for the plants. Soon, sprouts emerged, reaching up to the sky like tiny green flags. After a few months, the rice grew tall, forming an emerald green ocean swaying gently in the breeze. The grains were plump, promising a bountiful harvest. Meanwhile, news spread about the miraculous rice to the neighboring villages. Villagers flocked to Kasem, asking for just a handful of seeds to plant in their own fields. Without hesitation, Kasem shared the seeds with them. Each person received enough rice to plant a small patch of land. As the days passed, Kasem noticed something strange. In each household, the rice plants yielded an abundant harvest, and the grains looked as pure and shiny as those from the magical field. Everyone rejoiced, believing that the rice had magical properties. Now, among the people who received rice seeds, there was a greedy landowner named Jafar. Jafar owned vast fields where he grew various crops, including rice. But he couldn't match the quality or yield of the rice from Kasem's field. Jafar became envious. He wanted to know the secret behind Kasem's rice and planned to take advantage of it. One day, he sent his son to Kasem, saying, "Give me some of your rice so I can plant it in my field and improve my crop yield." Jafar's son came to Kasem's house and told him, "My father wants to know how you managed to produce such high-quality rice." "Please share the secret with him," Kasem replied. "There's nothing special about my rice. Anyone who plants it gets a good harvest. Take some and plant it in your field." Jafar's son collected some rice grains from Kasem's field and took them home. After Jafar's son left, Kasem felt uneasy. He kept thinking about Jafar's words. wondering if he was hiding something. Just then, Kasem remembered the magical field where he had found the first rice grains. Could Jafar be deceiving him, trying to steal the secret of the magical rice? Determined to find out the truth, Kasem set off for the magical rice field. When Kasem arrived at the field, he noticed Jafar waiting for him. Surprised, Kasem asked, "What are you doing here?" Jafar replied, "I thought you might have found a magical field by accident. I came to see if that's true." Kasem understood that Jafar already knew about the field. He had tricked his son into visiting Kasem to get more information. Feeling angry and betrayed, Kasem spoke up. "Why did you deceive me? Why didn't you tell me the truth?" Jafar responded calmly, "You were the one who gave me the rice. I wanted to confirm if it was really from this field. Now I'm sure that you have brought great luck to the village. Your rice has saved everyone from starvation. I am very grateful to you." Although Jafar apologized, Kasem still felt upset. He had been tricked, and he believed that Jafar deserved a lesson. Returning home, Kasem met his friend. Kasem poured his heart out to his friend, sharing his disappointment in Jafar. His friend listened patiently and finally said, "Don't worry, I have an idea. We'll expose Jafar's dishonesty." Together, they decided to use Jafar's own greed against him. Kasem's friend, who was a carpenter, made a beautiful chest. Then Kasem and his friend went to Jafar and said, "We need your help. We want to deliver this chest to the king, but it's locked and only you have the key." Jafar, assuming that the chest contained valuable treasures, eagerly agreed to help them. Jafar brought the chest to his house. While his son was taking a nap, he opened the chest and was shocked to find it empty. Furious, he shouted at Kasem and his friend, accusing them of cheating him. But Kasem and his friend remained calm, smiling mysteriously. "Jafar," Kasem said, "you should know that honesty and integrity are the most important qualities in life. Trying to trick others won't bring happiness. In the end, you only hurt yourself." Jafar realized his mistake and fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness. From that day on, Jafar became a changed man. He lived the rest of his life with honesty, always remembering the valuable lesson he learned from Kasem. The story teaches us that honesty is the best policy. Even when faced with temptations, it's essential to stay true to our values. Greed and deceit may seem like shortcuts to success, but ultimately, they lead to self-destruction. By embracing honesty and integrity, we build trust and create a positive impact on the world around us. Therefore, let us always strive to be truthful in our words and actions, treating others fairly and with respect. By doing so, we not only benefit ourselves, but also contribute to the well-being of society as a whole.